Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk Friday. All right, let's finish up the week strong. It's been an absolute crazy market. I'll touch on that at the end. Hopefully, you guys have checked us out at stocktraders.net. Just come over there, visit our free trading floor over there. Anything that we're covering in this morning's Stock Talk, or any of them, or anything else that you want to discuss, shoot any of the instructors a message. Happy to help you guys out always. The trading floor is extremely helpful. The great room over there. Everybody's always helpful. And hopefully you guys have checked this out. And if you guys are intrigued by the premium stuff, you read on it, the turbo scans, the chat. We have a live screen share at the open that we have on for an hour or two. That Titus or myself are doing. If you're intrigued by that, it's a $25 3-day trial. Check it out. It's worth it. And maybe we've had some incredible feedback from, I think, just people aren't taking the little bit of a plunge. So with that, also, I want to just remind you of the disclaimer. Ricky and I, there's no type of solicitations on these ideas that we're coming up with. Just giving you thoughts on a couple ideas each, and make sure you read the disclaimer in the description section. We're not trying to provide you a whole bunch of things. So I'm actually very anxious to hear what Ricky has going on. I hear he's very interested in grabbing some dicks this morning. I do have a call into his wife to check it out, but let's hear what he has to say at least. So Ricky, over to you.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I just want to add to what Goose was saying about the community. I don't know if you guys are keen to the fact that there's all kinds of new things on the horizon. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Monaco Trader has been kind of slowly leaking things on Twitter about Tron coming. We got discounts on Trade the News. There's more discounts with other vendors coming soon to our store. There's so many things happening. You guys really, really need to come check it out, because you'd be doing a disservice to yourself to not. I mean, even if you just come over and check out the free trading floor, there's just so much value over there, guys. That being said, I'm going to get right into my picks. I only have two today. The first one I'm starting with is MDGS. This company, now, you can see there's not a lot of volume on this usually, but they did have earnings, and that's why you have this kind of what we can call a gap up this morning. The only way this is going to be playable, though, is if volume comes in. So if the volume comes in, this is a huge turd of a company. They know for a fact they do not have enough money to make it probably 7 or 8 months through this fiscal year. They will be doing financings, and you can see the chart just gives back moves anytime it spikes. The last offering they did was at 2. If this thing pushes up to 2, or if 250 comes, I'm going to mortgage the house. This is one of those shorts that when it does come around and it sets up, you lean into it. This is not something you can long. The bids will disappear super, super quick. It's an ADR. They have, can't remember how many ordinary shares, but each one is each ADS share represents 50 of the ordinary shares. So their OS that's trading is about 3.8 million. So it is a low float, but do not get caught longing this, guys. That's all I want to say. If volume comes in, you'll know that I'm somewhere stalking a short on it, okay? The next thing on my list, guys, is Richard's Sporting Goods. Now, some might say this is ballsy to be long dicks, but I really like this daily chart as well as the weekly chart. You can see we got the 50-day and the 20-day bunched up right here together. Let me go ahead and switch to the weekly. I mean, this thing looks like it's put a bottom in, and we got, we're pushing up. You can see the clear resistance at 35.5, whatever you want to call it. It's pushed up. We pulled back to, on the weekly, the 20. We pushed up again, tested it, and we had a big sell-off one day, and it just pushed right back up. So I think it's still strong. I'm going to head back to the daily, show you what I'm looking at on it. So basically, yesterday's lows were also pretty much the 50-day. And I think if this can show some strength off that, it could have a nice bounce. My first target on this is going to be 35. And if we are to close strong, I would most likely swing dicks over the weekend and look for the bigger move above the ascending triangle that it's been building. I think that it could have a bigger push. And for the weekly, I would look for it to move back up in the midterm to longer term, back up to this weekly 200-day. But I won't marry Dix. If this thing can't hold the 50-day, aka the previous day's lows, I'm going to get rid of Dix like a sex change. I refuse to ever have to tell my wife when she gets home that we're now holding a big bag of Dix. So that will be the plan. I'm going to stick to it. We always tell you guys, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. So make your own plan and play it accordingly. I'm going to send it back over to Goose now because, like I said, I only had the 2 today. But everybody stay safe on this Friday. Let's go out there and make some cash. Take it over, Goose.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You always do such a good job when it comes to Dix. And I'm just good to know that you and Titus both like Dix. I do. I was talking about it the other day as well.
I'm happy you threw Titus under the bus too.
No, actually, really great job, guys. It's a Friday. We like to have fun too. It's a stressful business, so hopefully you guys appreciate that. I know the guys in the room do. Come check us out. I'm going to talk about a couple symbols as well today. WYNN, WYNN resource. Listen, what I'm looking at is pretty simple. Obviously, they've come out there. Steve Wynn's done with his whole position. Good for him. Stock's making a crazy move this morning. It's up, was up as much as I think like 8.5 or so. Hit as high as 184. And I just want to show you a couple things. What I was looking for is a push if it gets, if I get lucky enough up into this 185 area. I just drew a little line just to give you an idea. It's nothing set, but you could kind of see where I'm looking at is this 185, 186 area to push up into for a fade. Couple things on it where I came up with 180. I'd put that on one of my little tweets as far as the first target. You could see that's about a 50% retrace from the pre-market move is about 180. So that's where I came up with that number. So if I get a decent entry into a push, what I'm going to be looking at, and this is from 2 days ago, 183 was the high, is I'm going to be looking pretty much for a pullback into that 180 area to cover some. But I definitely want to look for a fade on this. The one big thing about WYNN is just to remind you guys is it's nothing to fight. I mean, we have no idea what the market's going to do, and if this just keeps trending and trending after the open, or does a little pullback to 180 and just continues to be strong, there's no reason to fight it. There's plenty of stocks out there right now to look over. So just don't marry an idea. I was talking to the guys about Gilead, which was an idea I had yesterday, and it gave a point or so. But it turned, and there was no reason to stare at that one name all day, and I didn't. And there's also nothing wrong with taking off the idea and revisiting it if it's not acting right. I did that actually with Gilead yesterday. I pretty much got out even, revisited it, put the short back on, and it gave a point. So, don't marry these ideas, if they're not working for you. On SNAP Snap, just want to show you something that I find very nice is I drawn this line from a couple days back of an area of interest, which is a 16 area. And I think I actually did cover it at some point. But I just want to go back to it because right now, if the market does want to make its turn and, maybe we strengthen up a little bit, and we have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. But what I want to mention to you is the last 2 days, it's been closing above the 50-day. And I find that very, very important. You could kind of see 50-day was 1644, closed at 1657. It also closed above my pivot here. So I'm looking for, I know it pushed. The key to me on this one is going to be entry. You got to have really good entry. It's not a range name where it's going to have a $3 move today or something like that crazy that I'm anticipating. So I want to make sure my entry is really great. I have a very solid level to use a risk reward off of. And if it opens up a little bit, I might have an initial entry right there, use the prior close. If it washes down, I might use a low of the day. Obviously, this level right here, which is 1630, is going to be a level I'll use. But I want to make sure my entry is great. So if it makes a push up into that 17 to 1730 area, which is the 20-day 1730, I want to make sure I have enough meat on the bone to be able to make a good trade out of it. But I am long bias on it. I like the way it's been holding the 50-day, and I'll be looking to join a trend with that as well. So I do like that. But lastly, the only thing I want to do is finish up with is regarding the market. Listen, the market is so challenging right now, and I hope you guys listen in on this for a second, is, there's a lot of guys that are veterans in the business for the last few weeks that have struggled, that have taken hits, and it's all about adjusting yourself to whatever the market conditions are showing you. So like right now in this market where you really can't get a guide or a read or a feel, what I like to do is I size down considerably until I get that confidence back. There's no reason to go in the same size when you don't have the same conviction because of the market volatility. And I was talking in the room yesterday, and I'll finish up with this. You could have an absolutely perfect chart. If the market's working against you, the chart's going to get destroyed. You have to trade the action in the name. And I just want to reiterate that to you guys because it is so, so important. I don't want you guys getting stuck on something where it says this has to be a long. It's coming off the 200-day, the 50-day. Everything's right there. It's got to be a long. It doesn't have to do anything. You know, trade the action in the name, what it's showing you. It's okay to be wrong. We're all wrong sometimes, and move on to something that's going to make you right. So let's have a great day. Finish up the week strong. Let's not fight anything. Everybody has tough times during these markets. It's the ones that know how to handle the markets and size down and are the ones that will stay through it and not get, hit so hard that they're not trading anymore next week because of a silly decision. So let's stay smart. Let's not be one of those guys, and let's have a great day. Finish up the week strong, and I'll turn it back over to Ricky. Thanks for being here, guys, and hopefully you guys will come check this out.
Thanks a lot, Goose, and definitely wise words, definitely. Don't be stubborn out there, guys. You need to use risk management. It's all about capital preservation. And I think if Dix doesn't work, I'll probably take that off the screen quick too, because I don't want to stare at Dix. So everybody, let's go out there today. Have a great Friday. Crush it. Let's make some money. Peace.